What's happening, everybody? Steve here, Raiken Profit, and I'm looking on my phone right now, and I got a great comment from the Wisest Wizards, and he commented on one of my previous eBay videos, and I'm going to just read it. Comment goes, easily the most important advice is spend time in the sold listings section. I've been selling since 1999, and I'm still looking through sold listings every day. You'll never know everything, and sometimes you won't have time to scan items or look up prices out at yard sales. Just have a general idea of what sells and take some chances. You'll never regret buying something for $1 or less. So I want to give a big shout out in this video to the Wisest Wizards, and I want to kind of talk about this because a lot of people are asking, Steve, I want to get started with eBay, but I don't know what to buy and what to sell. So I've got two pieces of advice for you. Number one, if you haven't already, be sure to get our free book down below. It's called 100 Amazing Items to Resell. And it's 100% free. And I'm telling you right now, if you have no idea what to buy or sell, that book right there that we've created, it's a digital download. You can literally have it on your phone and bring it to garage sales and thrift stores. Can make you thousands and thousands of dollars. It's taken us hundreds and hundreds of hours and years to pretty much put that list together. So definitely get that down below and you can check that out. But number two, the biggest tip is spend time in the sold listings. Just like the Wisest Wizard said on YouTube, and he's been selling since 1999, spend time in the sold listings. Now, you might be thinking, Steve, the heck are the sold listings? So the sold listings are essentially a list of items that have sold on eBay. And it's a functionality that eBay actually gives us sellers. So for example, let's just say that you're looking to sell this book right here. I know I showed this in one of my previous videos. Freaking amazing book right here. If you guys are interested in personal finance, get this book. It's like $10. But say you're looking to sell this book, or you're interested in buying and selling books on eBay, which to be honest, I'd recommend you sell them on Amazon. But anyways, for the sake of this example, you can actually type in the title of this book into eBay, and on the left-hand side, I think this is left on the screen, you can actually click a button that says Sold Listings. And when you click that, it's going to show all of the items that match the specific keyword that you typed in. So if you type in, I will teach you to be rich, you'll get a whole, pretty much a 30,000 overview of what the market is demanding in terms of price. So you might see some selling for 5, 8, 11, 15, and then you can go in and judge, okay, the ones that are selling for 15 are brand new, the ones that are selling for 7 are in acceptable condition, the ones that are selling for 11 are in good condition, but the seller has great feedback. So what you want to do is you want to go into the sold listings and you want to find a specific category. So let's use the example of clothing. Well, clothing is a huge category, tons of clothing. There's men's clothing, there's women's clothing, there's kids clothing, there's clothing for, weddings and parties and Halloween costumes. Clothing's a huge topic. So obviously you wouldn't want to just go into the clothing category and randomly start researching, which it wouldn't hurt you, but you want to dive down a little more specific. You want to niche down, what I like to call. So maybe you'll decide, okay, I'm a guy or you're a girl. Let's just say you're a girl and you're like, all right, I want to sell women's clothing. So now you go into the women's clothing category. But then you'll notice under women's clothing is all different categories, from t-shirts to maybe skirts to jeans to who knows, all different types of items. So then you can narrow it down even more. So that's what I'd recommend you do. Start studying the sold listings. Niche all the way down to I guess that means niche if I was doing sign language. But niche all the way down into a specific category and start studying it and researching it. There's always something to learn, right? A lot of people, they'll ask me questions about, a clothing item or maybe a pair of shoes or something, and I'm just like, I don't know the answer. And some people are like, whoa, you don't know the answer? Guys, there's so much to learn. Never get so cocky to the point in which you think you know it all, because that's just arrogant. There's so much to know. So the point is, spend time in the sold listings. How long should I spend in the sold listings? As long as you are willing to, as long as you are committed to. If you have a lot less money versus time, and you've got tons of time on your hands and you're trying to build this business, minimum 1 hour per day, minimum 1 hour per day, studying, going through, get to a specific niche. So again, clothing, start studying jeans, 1 hour today. So maybe Mondays you study jeans for 1 hour. Maybe Tuesdays you study dress shirts. Maybe Wednesdays you study ties. I don't know. And you do that for months and months on end. And then you'll get to the point where you start to recognize a lot of different things. And you can cut that down to 30 minutes and then 15 minutes a couple times a week. But yeah, the sold listings are magical. Why? Because you're going to discover what is actually for sale, but even more importantly, what's selling and for how much. What does the market want? And then you can go out there and provide the market with that value. So I'm telling you right now, if you're the type of person and you're thinking to yourself right now, oh boy, like I'm not smart enough. There's so many competitors out there. There's so many people who know more than I do. Stop that. Why? Because there's a million different things that you could buy and sell. Plus, you know, for example, let's just say you live in Connecticut and you're thinking to yourself, I'm not selling clothes, raking profits there. That's the stupidest possible thing that you can think. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be so direct. Why is that stupid? Because I can't be everywhere, right? And even, let's give a better example, like Hearts Pickers, because he's a full-time clothing seller. That guy is a cold-blooded clothing killer. And you might be thinking to yourself, I can't compete with him. Well, you want to know what? He's only in a little specific area. When he's listing his items, he ain't going to be able to be at the thrift store at the same time. That's when you go. A lot of times it has to do with luck. Let's just be real. If you're prepared, you can get lucky. If you're not prepared, you're never going to get lucky. So say you spend those couple months studying up, and then you study and you go to the thrift store. You study, you go to the thrift store. You study, you go to the thrift store. You will get lucky because you're prepared and you're going to find deals. And the competitors can't always be there at the same time as you. Plus, if you see that brand new rack being pulled out by one of the Savers employees or one of the Goodwill employees, or the bins coming out, you attack it because there's the fresh inventory and you will find deals. You will make money. I'm telling you guys right now, being a reseller, it's hard. And there's a million different things you have to do to be successful. But there's so many opportunities and there's so many ways to make money. It's crazy. So go out there and crush it, guys. Study those sold listings. And again, big shout out to the wisest wizards. You know, he's been reselling since 1999, and he's humble enough to admit, that's what, like 18, 19 years, that he is still going through the sold listings every single day. And I could bet my bottom dollar that the wisest wizards is making really good money. And I bet you he has so much knowledge in so many different categories. It's mind-blowing. You know, there's another comment coming in under that comment from Goldstein Ray saying, I agree. I started in October of last year just working a little bit at a time, researching a little bit at a time, and that's huge. Al Timels out says 1999 from the beginning. I was right behind you, 2001. So a bunch of people who are having success on eBay, and a lot of people who are humble enough to admit that I'm still studying and I'm still researching. And for me personally, I do the same thing. So get out there, guys. Prepare yourself. If you're brand new, again, be sure to get 100 amazing items to resell. It's a free guide, and that'll get you off on a really great start. It's the first link in the description. Get into the sold listings and just keep studying and keep researching. Go out there, and I'm telling you, your preparedness will meet luck. You know what that's going to equate to? You making some money.